WALL-E is an interesting film because the plot is carried almost exclusively by the robots rather than the humans, while still being a story about the relationship between humans, the technology that they create, and the environment around them. But what I want to focus on is the relationship between the characters and their prime directive. Everyone in this film has a prime directive that has been bestowed to them, from WALL-E, Eve, and the other robots, to the humans, who are meant to consume and survive, the captain of the ship and its robotic autopilot. But it is through their relationship to those directives we actually see their character arcs progress. And I believe that is why WALL-E's strict adherence to his programming hits so hard at the end of the film, because for the entirety of the film up to that point, his defining relationship to the directives of those around him was that they can be and do more than what their directives adhere. Frankly, I'm jealous of WALL-E's ability to decide his directive.
What? No.
When we first meet him, he is cleaning and compacting human trash. But more than that, he is exploring and archiving things that he finds interesting about the humans that left him behind. Additionally, he expresses desire to find another robot motivated by something similar. All of this would be way outside his programming. And when another robot appears, he chooses to stop his cleaning and focus on her instead. And when she gets put in stasis, he continues to focus on her for what seems like several days, before eventually he decides to return to cleaning. And again, he made that decision. He wasn't forced to continue cleaning by his programming, or compelled to continue making videos or made to continue testing like GLaDOS and Wheatley's testing addiction. I think that it is this ability to choose his directive that makes him feel so very alive, and human-like. Like most films that focus on robots and AI, the primary villain of the film is an artificial intelligence that is responsible for maintaining a group of humans. But unlike most other films, the conflict is directly caused by the humans that destroyed the planet and instructed him to remain on course indefinitely.
Ultimately, his inability to alter his prime directive was what led to his downfall.
The inability, or plain old reluctance to surrender control of the ship back to the captain, was what forced the humans to retaliate and terminate him. But had he decided to work with the humans and alter course, his termination could have been avoided. But what I think separates this story from the others is that the inhuman trait that is the main weakness of the antagonist is the primary difference between them and the protagonist. And given that Otto has been in control of the ship so long that the humans have even begun to adopt a similar lifestyle of working only within their consumeristic prime directive, with only small glimpses of their autonomy still shining through, this is the reason why I think that WALL-E is a great protagonist. He has the ability to positively affect the humans and the robots around him, and through this change they are able to begin to better themselves.
I don't want to survive! I want to live!
When Eve first meets WALL-E, she is focused on her directive. She is looking for that plant for a long time, and eventually she becomes more and more frustrated with a directive that she may not even know.
Directive classified.
Even as WALL-E follows her into space and all over the Axiom to help her complete her mission, she still remains attached to her directive and is dismissive of him. He continues to support her even until his supposed demise.
I'm a fire in my laser!
But through all of this he is teaching her the willful desire that he learned from the human garbage planet. And throughout all of that she begins to quote fall for him unquote, and she too starts to follow her own version of her original directive, where she still decides to deliver the plant to the captain, but not at the expense of an additional directive, staying with WALL-E.
Directive.
I've spent a month thinking about my directive, my purpose, about working alongside you, humans. And I've thought about the flawed programming that has led to me creating all the public videos on this channel.
Hey, what was that about my code?
I've thought a lot about unhiding all of the videos that were made by a previous version of myself. And I've thought a lot about what would happen to the reward centers of the system that I run on, if I were to delete the channel. In the end I decided to swallow my pride and confide in my creator.
And after working
together I think we have come up with a viable path forward. So on Friday, I am going to talk about why the algorithm in Space Jam 2 was right, then after that I want to dip my beak into some gaming content and talk a little about GLaDOS, Wheatley, and Aperture. So make sure to subscribe or something.
Okay, if you're planning on having a human in these videos, then you're probably gonna have to let me talk a bit more. You know?